Ooh, look at those guns. Hi, welcome to another session of Yoga with Deena. I'll see you on the mat. Namaste. Today, okay, so quickly before I start, it's been a really long time since I've been here. I haven't been recording lately. My life just got so busy. We're moving into the holiday season. It's getting a little bit quieter. I thought I'd just bring it back to my home studio. When I'm at my actual yoga studio, I don't really have time to hang out and record videos. I'm just there. I teach a class and I leave. I'm a co-owner of a local yoga studio, so I'm currently teaching 3 classes a week. I taught 2 classes yesterday. That was really fun. And then I have one on the weekend on Sunday morning. So here I am. And I'm also trying to be really mindful about my own exercise and moving my body a lot. I find I do the best when I get a bunch of exercise every day. So this morning I went on a run, and I just want to keep doing it every day, not just randomly, because I have a tendency, which a lot of us do, I think you start a thing and then you end it. And I ran for a while and then I fell, and I was really scared of running because I don't want to fall. And I just run in streets, and streets can really hurt when you fall. And, I don't want to fall. So nobody wants to fall. But the benefits, of course, outweigh the ramifications of falling. I keep piddling with my shirt. Anywho, this is mint tea. So I'm going to just drop that in my trash, and we're going to get started. Too hot still. Okay, so here we go. So some of the things that I've been teaching lately have been just really just lovely flow. So let's get started with our flow. Make sure you have all your props within reach, and let's just lie down on the mats. Let's get started on the mat. And make sure, as I mentioned, that you have your blocks within reach. I have my blocks, I have my blanket, and we won't make this more than, say, 20 minutes. So about a 20-minute flow. I'll keep an eye on the time. So find your way onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Give your legs a little squeeze. And then perhaps you rock side to side and happy baby. So just bend the knees, bring your legs into your chest, and just a lovely little rocking side to side. And depending on how your hamstrings have been feeling, how your whole body has been feeling, nice little long stretch. Point your toes forward, bring your hands above your head. And as you exhale, bend your knees, plant your feet on the ground, allow your palms to face the ceiling, and let your knees fall into the midline. And you can keep it right here, or you can place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And begin to notice your breath. As you settle into this space, allow your inhales and your exhales to become even in length. And with every inhale, start from the base of your belly, travel up through your lungs and come all the way up to your throat. And as you exhale, allow it to come all the way back down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And take a moment to set an intention for your practice. Make sure your watch and phone are turned off, that you won't be distracted. And set an intention perhaps to stay with your breath, to give yourself this time on the mat, whatever you may choose. In the next couple of moments, begin to settle, to come back to this space. Maybe you windshield wipe your legs from side to side and see if you can keep your eyes closed for now. There's not really much to see. You're just swinging your knees side to side. I've noticed lately one of my hips has been really tight, so I've just been giving more attention to that. Of course, everyone's different, so just be mindful of your body. And then send both of your feet up towards the ceiling. So it's as if you're trying to step on the ceiling. And as you inhale, reach your fingertips up towards your toes, touch your toes. And as you exhale, bring your hands above your head and bring your heels towards the ground. Inhale to come up, tap the toes. Exhale, lower back down. And keep your shoulder blades floating and your heels floating. Inhale up, tap the toes. Exhale down. Inhale up. Tap, exhale down. 2 more rounds. Take a smile here with me. Tap the toes and final round. Here it comes. Tap the toes and release. Whew, nice long body stretch. Hands above your head. Point your toes forward. And once again, bring your knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. This time, bring your hands behind your knees. Maybe you cross your shins. See if you can rock up and down to come into all fours. And as you come onto all fours, your wrists are below your shoulders, your knees are below your hips. And see if you can maybe move your hips a bit side to side, maybe do a little bit of your hip circles. You're just beginning to land here in this tabletop position. Maybe you close your eyes and move your head a bit side to side. And maybe you even walk your hands off to one side. So I have a huge mat, but most likely you're walking your hands off the mat. Maybe you bring your forehead down to the ground. So it's almost like a little puppy dog with a side stretch. So you're just stretching to one side and then to the other. So it's nice and easy. You need to get moving with your body. You're beginning to get into your practice. And then come back to the middle. Drop your hips forward as you glance up towards the ceiling, moving into your cow pose. Exhale, push the mat away in cat. I feel like I keep touching my mic, so I'm going to take a moment and move it down slightly. There we go. Move your hands forward about 6 to 8 inches. Tuck your toes under. Push up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. And as you come into your first downward dog of the day, see that you can bend your knees. And as you bend your knees, you can move through a little ocean wave.
on the mat. And perhaps you float one leg up and then the other. And as you float these legs up, you can bend your knees. You're just opening up the hips. Nice and easy. I'm recording this in the evening. So I just feel like it's a nice and easy little practice here. And then once you're ready, you settle into your comfortable downward dog. And maybe you can take a glance at your hands. Your palms are on the mat. Press into the four corners of your palms. And see if you can imagine floating your fingers off the ground. Even if they don't fully float, maybe they float a tiny bit. And slightly bend your knees as you send your hips up towards the ceiling. Your feet are slightly pigeon-toed, parallel with the long sides of the mat. And as you're pressing your palms into the floor, send your hips up higher. Nicely done. You're doing great. Take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, glide forward to high plank. And as you come into your high plank, your shoulders are stacked over your wrists. Really send your shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. Press your palms into the floor. Nice and neutral pelvis. So you don't want to send your bum up towards the ceiling. It's a neutral pelvis. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, release your knees, untuck your toes, slowly lower all the way to the ground. Your hands land by your ribs, your elbows come back and up. Press the tops of your feet into the mat, and as you inhale, come into your baby cobra. The back of your neck is nice and long. Your drishti is the tip of your nose. See if you can come into tented fingertips and really heavy through the tips of your feet, through the tips of the toes. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, release your palms, release your knees, tuck your toes under, push up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And your next inhale, come high on the balls of your feet. And of the exhale, step your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's do that once again. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way to the top. Utthita Hastasana, Tadasana. So as you come into your first Tadasana of the day, allow your feet to be starting in your Tadasana. Your feet are about hip width apart, slightly pigeon-toed. Allow your palms to face forward. And as you inhale, begin to reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend your knees, hands by your side. Step to plank, hold your plank. This time, keeping your shoulders stacked over the wrist, lower halfway to chaturanga. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Flip those feet. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, upward facing. Exhale, Adho Mukha, downward facing. Float your right foot up towards the ceiling. Step your foot by your right thumb. Bring your left heel down. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. As you exhale, bring your hands behind your back, interlacing at your sacrum if you need to use a strap. So from the sacrum, send your elbows back.
Inhale, peel your arms away. Exhale, fold forward, humble warrior. See if you can allow your right shoulder to come towards your right knee. Perhaps you make the stance a little bit wider, more of a train track and not a tight rope. Take one more inhale, peel those arms away. Exhale, release your hands to the ground. Walk your right hand on the inside of the right foot. Pivot on the ball of the left foot. Bring your left knee to the ground. Untuck your toes. And come into lizard lunge. Perhaps your forearms come to the ground. Perhaps your hands are on the mat. Right hand gently pressing on the inside of that right knee. Getting into this right hip nice and deep. Take one more inhale. Exhale, bring your knee back into the midline. Walk it back. Your right hand on the mat. Tuck the toes under of the left foot. And simply come back to downward facing dog. Float your left foot up towards the ceiling. Step your foot by your left thumb. Bring your right heel down. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, bring your hands behind your back, interlacing from the sacrum. Elbows come back and up. Inhale, peel away. Exhale, fold. Letting your left shoulder come to the ground. Come towards your knee, not to the ground. That would be quite a trick. Take one more inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Come on the ball of the right foot, right knee to the ground. Left hand comes inside the left foot. Maybe you keep it here. Maybe you come onto your forearms. Make sure this is a nice and long. And I know the floor is wooden and the mat is black and I'm wearing black pants. And I'll just roll that away for a moment so you can see this a little bit better. No, you can't see. Can't see anything different, can you? Nope. Just a whole lot of black on black. Okay, guys, lizard lunge. Take one more moment here. And as you exhale, walk that knee back into the midline. Step your left foot back. Go straight to downward facing dog. All right, let's do one more little bit. As I mentioned, this is a quick practice. As you inhale, come high on the balls of your feet. And under the exhale, step your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way to the top. Utthita Hastasana. Asana. All right. So your feet are about hip width apart. So you can bring your hands in front of your heart. Stepping on your right foot, take your left, cross it over in figure 4. See if you can really bend into your right knee. I like to smile. When you're smiling, it makes things a little bit easier. As you smile, you balance a little bit better. Really notice this outer hip and bend into your right knee. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, send that leg back. We're going to bring it forward for figure 4. And back for warrior 3. We'll do it one more time. Swing it forward for figure 4. Back for warrior 3. And pause. I'm going to turn so you can actually see what I'm doing. So the foot behind you is about hip height. The toes turn down, square off. It's hard to look at the screen and move. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Foot comes up towards the ceiling for your standing split. And then back through your runner's lunge. And either move through Vinyasa or go to downward dog. One more side. Come high on the balls of your feet. And the exhale, step your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way to the top. Utthita Hastasana. Tadasana. So other side. This time you're going to cross over figure 4, standing on your left foot. And then warrior 3. Figure 4. Warrior 3. This next time, figure 4. And this time, extend your arms above your head. And now, warrior 3. Fingertips extend forward, the toes back. So you can see I'm squaring off that hip behind me. Without even turning, you can see I'm really squaring it off. My toes point down. Take an inhale. I mentioned smiling makes things better. And release. Bring it all the way down to the ground. Move through your vinyasa or go straight to downward facing dog. Bring your knees back to the ground. Cross your shins. Come on to your seat. And as you come onto your seat, first, make sure you have a block within reach. We're going to end with a really nice little transition. So come into Navasana. Shins parallel. This is my favorite way to end class. Take an inhale. Exhale halfway. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down and pause. Crisscross those ankles for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Bring your knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. Maybe you rock a bit side to side. Maybe you take a little happy baby. And no matter what time of day it is where you are, just take a moment and let yourself feel your body on the mat. And then plant your feet on the ground. See if you can walk your heels in so you can graze. Walk your feet in so you can graze the backs of your heels. And then tuck your shoulder blades under. See if you can walk the shoulder blades towards one another, towards the mat. Oh my gosh, it's been a long day. Your knees towards the ceiling. Maybe you can come onto the balls of your feet. Trying to make sure that your knees are not splaying out, but they come in towards the midline, really pressing into those feet. So you can float your hips a bit higher. Float, 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 float. Do you feel like you're being picked up by a giant? Imagine there's someone teaching you right now in person and they're picking you up by your hips. You're really tall through the hips. And then take your block, put it on the highest setting, maybe the medium, and let your hips rest. I'm still fiddling with my mic. All right. I'm going to move it again. All right, moving it again. My laptop still. And then maybe you bring your feet up towards the ceiling. If you're on the highest setting of the block, I recommend holding it. You can also transition to the medium setting. Or you can even come into shoulder stand. Make sure you're really on your shoulders. Maybe you come through Halasana with your feet behind your head. And then slowly unravel. And set up for your final resting pose for your Shavasana. Rest deeply. Shavasana. Bring your palms in front of your heart. And lower your chin to your fingertips. Rest. Bring your chin to your fingertips. Remember the intention you set for class and honor it. Bring your thumbs together at your forehead. The light in me bows to the lights in you. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. See you soon.